DND plan to get South Korean subs, all roads now lead to the Gripen for the Philippines. Please like and share the video, and subscribe to the channel. While reading the 2021 accomplishment report of the Department of National Defense that they posted on their official website, I noticed an interesting caption on the Credible Defense Posture section of that report wherein they wrote, images of the corvette and submarine to be acquired by the Philippine Navy from ROK. That wording was pretty specific. It said, to be acquired, not something ambiguous like, may acquire. Then the article above those images said, the Office for Logistics, Acquisition, and Self-Reliant Defense Posture, on the 12th of May 2021, represented the department in a bilateral discussion with the Defense Acquisition Program Agency of the Republic of Korea, to discuss, among other vital matters, the planned procurement of corvettes and submarines for the Philippine Navy. Of course, as we know now, the acquisition of the corvettes did push through, with the signing of its contract made earlier this year of 2022. However, up to now no contract for the acquisition of submarines have been signed by the Philippines yet. Based on this, it seems that the government really was intent on acquiring submarines from South Korea, which is the DSME 1400PN, which I have made several videos about before. But that was with the previous administration, and since no contract was signed and with a new president and new acting defense secretary, then it seems that the field is now wide open again on where the Philippines will be acquiring the subs. This explains why France has been so aggressive in pushing for their Scorpene-class submarines lately. They still have a good chance of bagging the contract. Anyway, both the offers from South Korea and France are pretty good. In the end, whichever it is that the government chooses, I think we will end up with good submarines for our Navy. Meanwhile, the now former commanding general of the Philippine Air Force recently posted pictures of himself trying out the JAS-39 Gripen fighter aircraft in Sweden. Before this, officials and other personnel from the Saab Group, the company that manufactures the Gripen, and the ambassador of Sweden where the Gripen is being manufactured made official visits to the Philippine Air Force. These flurry of activities related to the Gripen in the last several weeks after the Swedish news organization Aftonbladet revealed that their government had approved the export of the aircraft to the Philippines makes me believe that all roads are now leading to the Philippines' acquisition of the Gripen aircraft. My guess is that they will sign the contract sometime next year, and due to the urgent nature of the acquisition, they might go and sign it in the early part of 2023. Again, this is just my guess. I am basing this on what happened when preparations were made towards the end of last year and then contracts were signed earlier this year. Normally I would have been excited by this piece of news, but after it became apparent that the Swedish government had denied the sale of the aircraft to the previous administration of Rodrigo Duterte, then not so much anymore. Personally, despite the fact that I don't like the Americans very much, I would now prefer that we get their F-16 aircraft instead, because at least they didn't deny its export to us. Yes, they will likely withhold services and parts of it if they don't like our government, but Sweden will also do the same thing, with the added insult of denying us the sale of the aircraft in the first place. If anybody needs to be blamed, it should be nobody else but the Swedish government and their woke politics. Now if we are, indeed, buying the Gripen, then this batch should be the last military items we buy from Sweden, and not buy anything from them from here on. To our Air Force, hopefully the people that you serve won't elect anybody that Sweden doesn't like, or else you will end up with parts and services to your Gripen being embargoed and they will end up not flyable anymore after a while. So, to summarize, it seems that the previous administration intended to acquire the DSME 1400PN submarines that were being offered by South Korea, while all indications now point to the Philippines preparing to acquire the Gripen fighter aircraft from Sweden, probably by next year of 2023 as per my guess. Thank you for watching the video. I invite you again to like and share it, and subscribe to the channel.